After 10,000 years, I've finally gotten around to reviewing this special. Sorry it took so long, but it's here now. I have a lot of thoughts on Once and Always. I love it overall, but there are a lot of things I don't like about it. A lot. And we're gonna discuss it all, the good and the bad, so strap in. But first, here's a little summary of the episode. So today on Power Rangers, Billy decides to build a machine to resurrect Zordon because he's a mad scientist and no one told him that dead things should stay dead. Shock of all shocks, this doesn't go well for him. Because he ignores the law of equivalent exchange, Billy ends up being punished in the worst way possible. Instead of reviving Zordon, Billy's shenanigans end up summoning the evil essence of Rita Repulsa. You know, the evil essence that Zordon gave his life to purge from Rita's body. Well, it's back now, and the evil spirit possesses Alpha 8 and transforms his body to become Robo Rita. Billy calls in the OG Mighty Morphin Rangers for reinforcements. They fight for a bit and Billy cracks Robo Rita's face and she is pissed. Rita tries to Avada Kedavra Billy, but Trini steps in the way and takes the full brunt of the killing curse to save her friend. Trini is dead and Rita disappears for a whole year. Now nobody could touch my friend and disappear for a whole ass year, but that's just me. Trini's only daughter, Minh, is now an orphan, so Zack becomes her legal guardian because the other Rangers said, 1, 2, 3, not it. A year later, Rita returns on the anniversary of Trini's death because she is still a petty bitch who lives for drama. In that time, Rita has built 2 robot monsters in a time machine, but she couldn't fix her face. Okay, girl. Tommy, Jason, and Kimberly end up being captured, as well as a bunch of other random Rangers, all to power Rita's time machine. Rita's master plan is to go back to 1993 and warn her younger self not to give birth to Drax or something. I don't know, I forgot. Cat, Weak Ankles, Hillard, and Rocky Bad Back dos Santos join forces with Billy and Zack to save their friends. But Rita makes quick work of all middle-aged heroes and almost kills Billy again. But Minh steps in the way and is Avada Kedavra. Somehow she survives this and then uses her mom's Morphin to become the new Yellow Ranger. After a horrible CGI Megazord fight, the day is saved and Robo Rita is destroyed before she could do time travel nonsense. Thank God. Adam and Aisha apologize for being useless in this special and that's all she wrote. But if you look carefully, you can see the Morphin Masters laughing about how they could easily revive Zordon and Trini, but they're not going to because fuck them. Hope y'all enjoyed that little recap. But before we go any further, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to say it again because some of y'all are hard-headed. You Power Rangers fans are hard-headed. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, thank you. This special had a lot of good lines in it, and I'm going to go over some of my favorites. When Rita was about to kill Billy again, and she said, "What a waste. Trini died for you." Oh my god, that petty bitch. I loved it. Zack telling Minh, "You deliberately disobeyed me." Lion King vibes. Loved it. Minh blaming Billy for her mom's death and saying, "That stings, huh?" Good. Ooh. Teenager with attitude right there. The monsters in that cemetery saying rows and rows of human graves. This place is beautiful. I love that. I love it. So morbid. When Billy and Minh were in the Megazord and Billy was like, "Do what I do. You'll find that it's second nature." Oh my goodness. A good callback to Day of the Dumpster. Yes. Rita saying, "Together they are more power for me." Good callback to the 2017 movie. Together they are more. And this one right here is just chef's kisses. When Minh told the monsters that your boss killed my mom, and they were like, "We work for an intergalactic war criminal. You're gonna have to be a lot more specific." I love that. I love that. They gave me Batman Beyond vibes. Like that line that always goes around as a meme. I loved it. Now let's talk about the things I didn't care for or things that could have been handled better. Billy and Sestra not being married and having kids. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? I guess y'all thought that it was cute that Adam brought up Sestra at the end, even though it infers that Billy hasn't seen this woman in years. No, it's not cute. They should have had their happily ever after. How dare you, writers? How dare you?
I think I finally found someone I can really relate to.
I knew you would, Billy.
Yeah, I just didn't think she'd be from another planet.
Adam and Tanya not being married. Okay, now it's just fuck you, writers. Because what's going on? I hate it. I want Adam and Tanya together and married. And Tanya, the character, was technically in this special. Tanya was one of the Rangers that got captured by Robo Rita. So Tanya, the character, was technically in this special, and Adam barely reacted to that. Like, so that just tells me they aren't together. I hate y'all. I hate y'all so big. Adam and Aisha barely being in this special. Now, I kind of touched on this in the little short I made on this channel, but yeah, I wanted to see more of Adam and Aisha. I wanted to see more of all the OGs, but Adam and Aisha are like barely here, and I don't like it. I don't like it, especially for Aisha. Adam has come back to the show a few times. Aisha has not been seen since the 90s. I'm sorry, I wanted more of them. I wanted more of them. Not seeing JJ and no definitive lines that state that Tommy and Kat are married. How dare y'all again, writers? Like, what is so hard to just say that Tommy and Kat are married, husband and wife? They have this child named JJ. Show us JJ. JJ and Minh could have been, you know, friends or something. What is going on? What is going on? It just annoys me that if you didn't read a comic book, if you did not read the, what is it, graphic novel, whatever you want to call it, a comic book, if you did not read that Soul of the Dragon that explicitly tells you that Tommy and Kat are married and they have a son, if you didn't read that, you would be probably very confused if you just watched the show, because they barely tell you. It is annoying. It's annoying. I don't like it. The Rangers teleporting from the battle before they've killed the monster. I hate when this happens. This special is hardly the first time that this has happened in Power Rangers, but I hate it every single time. It's like a pet peeve for me when the Rangers just teleport from the battle before they have destroyed the monster, and there's no reason for them to do it. They just left. You know, it's not like the Rangers were getting beat up and they had to teleport out to save their lives. No, they just left. Because I don't like that. I hate it. I hate that. And then they were in the command center watching putties beat up random civilians, and they just watching, just sitting there doing nothing. They're like, oh no, we need to get out there and save them. No, just watching. They didn't get off their asses until they saw Minh getting beat up by putties and almost that. Like, I hated all of that. I hated all of that, especially when you have this Bandora protocol in and you send out a call to all these Power Ranger teams. Where are they? The Rangers initially capturing Robo, Snizzard, and Minotaur instead of just killing them. Now, maybe I'm nitpicking here, but I didn't like this. I didn't get it. I don't know why they were just capturing them instead of just outright destroying them. And then they looking at Minh crazy because she's like, why aren't you just killing them? No, she's right. Why are you not just killing them? They didn't really have a reason for that. And they try to turn it into a lesson for men to not be so bloodthirsty, like they weren't just as bloodthirsty when they were her age. Y'all killed every monster y'all came across, please. But I just feel like if you had a real reason for why you're capturing the monsters, it would have worked. Like if you had said, oh, that spell that Snizzard put on the Rangers, if we kill him, then the spell will be permanent. That's all you needed to say. That would have worked for me, but you didn't have a reason, so...
But if you destroy the monster before the Rangers are changed back, they will remain liquid forever.
The contingency power coins. I don't really like this. I don't. And a lot of people in the fandom did like this. They loved a little explanation. And does the explanation make sense? Yes, it makes sense. I still don't like it though. The thing is, the writers really wanted the Rangers to use their dinosaur powers, right? And Catherine never had the pterodactyl power coin, so they had to come up with a reason for why she would have the pterodactyl power coin and why she would say pterodactyl in the morph call, because they didn't want to hear no pink ranger power, no, pterodactyl. So this is what they came up with, contingency power coins. And I don't really care for this, especially when we know that these Rangers, you know, Catherine and Rocky, they have all their powers, all their old powers. Rocky has his Zeo powers. Catherine has her Zeo powers. Catherine has her Turbo powers, because they have come back for the other anniversary specials, the Legendary Battle, Dimensions in Danger. So we know they have those powers. So why are you forcing them to just use Mighty Morphin powers, and now Mighty Morphin powers that one of them never even had? It's weird. It's weird. We get it. 30th anniversary, you really mostly want to focus on Mighty Morphin, but story-wise, what you came up with is weird. Why are you risking your life because using contingency power coins that are connected That's dangerous, as Zack mentioned, it's dangerous. Why are you risking your life when you have your own powers? It's weird. See, if I was a writer on the show, or a consultant, right, I would have put that Billy made master morphers for them, because he should have. Tommy should not be the only ranger that has a master morpher. Catherine has 3 powers, Rocky has 2. That's what I would have wrote in this. So you have the Bandora protocol, Rocky and Cat show up to the command center, and then Billy tells them, hey, I created master morphers for you guys. And Catherine, I also put pterodactyl power in your master morpher. So you have 4 powers that you can access. And Catherine's like, you know what, in honor of Kimberly, I'm gonna use pterodactyl power. And that's what I would have wrote. But whatever, contingency power coins, sure. And of course, with a master morpher, I also would have had Rocky and Catherine using their other powers. But I understand you just wanted to focus on Mighty Morphin stuff, and also budget. I understand budget is an issue here. So if you couldn't afford to have Catherine turn into all the other Pink Ranger powers, fine. It's still give them a master morpher, just don't have her use her other powers. Like, I don't see the issue. In Dimensions in Danger, you had Gia there. Gia, who could turn into any Yellow Ranger that she wants. Did she do that in Dimensions in Danger? Hell no. So you can get away with it. Billy and Zack powering down when 2 monsters and the main villain are on their ass. Now, nitpicky again, but I didn't like this. If you wanted them to demorph so bad, you should have forced them to demorph. Like the monsters hit them so hard that they're forced to demorph. Not them saying power down when they're facing like the devil himself. Like, it's weird. And then them running to the rad bug. Like, I get it. I get the reference. I like the reference and all, but you know, it would have made more sense for them to just grab Minh and teleport out of there. But nitpicky. Writers, question. Where was Megazord sequence has been initiated, Megazord activated? Where was that when you summoned the dinosaurs? Where was that? How dare you not include it? And while we're talking about the Zords, yeah, that fight was bad. It was bad. I'm sorry. I liked when you summoned the Zords. That looked cool. I even liked when the Zords came together. The actual fight, booty cheeks. I'm sorry. I understand. Budget. Didn't have that money. It still looked bad. It still looked bad. It looked so bad to the point where you might as well have just shelved the dinosaurs. Like, oh no. Like, thank God Rita didn't travel back in time though. Thank the Lord. Y'all know I hate time travel storylines. Thank you for not doing that. I have to say, Rita has never been this evil or smart. Never. But this is a pure evil Rita, separated from what good she had in her, right? This is all the evil purged from Mystic Mother. So this is pure evil Rita, so it makes sense that she's like more evil than I've ever seen her, right? She's also in the body of Alpha 8, so that does explain why she's smart enough to build robotic monsters and make a time machine. The old Rita would have had Vince to do that because she wasn't smart enough. Billy should have called Mystic Mother to handle this situation. It would have been nice to have a little cameo of Mystic Mother. You know, Mystic Mother versus Robo Rita. That would have been cool, but you know, time and budget. Now, when I learned that Ron Wassman was lending his services for this special, I assumed that this special would be filled with a lot of his songs, and it wasn't. It was kind of a little disappointing. Like, I expected when they had all the Ranger fights, you know, with the Putties and the robot monsters, I expected Ron Wassman songs to be playing in the background, like a classic Mighty Morphin episode, and we didn't really get that. And it's especially disappointing when they summoned the Zords. I just knew we were getting the full Mighty Morphin theme song during that Zord fight, and we didn't. I think it played a little bit, like, softly when they summoned the Zords, and then it disappeared. And no, what are we doing over here? What are we doing? Let's talk about Zack being Minh's legal guardian. So Zack apparently was a congressman and gave up his career to be Minh's legal guardian. So what you're telling me is that Minh had no one else in her family but Trini? So you killed off Trini's parents. You also killed off Trini's uncle, and he was already old anyway, so I guess. But then you also killed off cousin Sylvia. Like, oh my God. Everyone's dead, writers. Everyone. You really had to do a lot to give this child to Zack. You really did. And no confirmation on who Minh's daddy is, so my headcanon still says Richie. There. Okay, let's talk about a controversial aspect of this special. And honestly, there's a lot of controversies when it comes to this special. You know, not including a lot of the OG Rangers. You know, Amy Jo Johnson not being here, her reasonings for not being here. Austin St. John not being here because his legal troubles. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Some fans were mad that the show had the audacity to kill Trini and felt that it was in bad taste. There's a lot of things I could talk about, but I'm going to talk about something that's not that important in the grand scheme of things, but it still pisses me off. SPA. What the hell is that? The idea of SPA really worries me because I saw Simon talking about this on Twitter and said that SPA is like a predecessor to SPD, and you already lost me. None of that makes sense. In terms of how SPD was written, that does not make sense. How the hell is SPA? SPA is a predecessor to SPD. Let's go through the timeline.
Fact check, Billy.
Let's go over what little details SPD gave us. Okay, so we know from SPD that SPD was on Earth at least from 2001. Most likely in the shadows. You know, humans probably didn't know that SPD was on Earth back then, but it was on Earth back then. They were on Earth at least as early, at the very least, as early as 2001, right? They were developing the SPD Ranger powers that they used in that season in 2001, right? We also know that SPD began on Dog Kruger's home planet of Sirius, right? So prior to 2001, there was already an SPD on a different planet, right? So how the hell is SPA in 2023 a predecessor to something that has been around way before then, right? And maybe I'm just harping too hard on the word predecessor, right? Like, oh, they had SPA first and then SPD, but both organizations exist at the same time, maybe. But I don't like the word predecessor. Why call it that? Because when you use the word predecessor, what it means to me is that you're saying that, oh, there was an organization called SPA first, and then it turned into SPD, and SPA no longer exists when you get to the events of Power Rangers SPD. That's what it reads to me, and I'm telling you, if that's how you wrote it, that doesn't make any sense. But if you're saying that, oh, we had SPA, and then SPD branched off from SPA, but SPA still exists, fine, I guess. Just be more careful with your wording. I don't know. They could have saved themselves a whole lot of trouble by just having Adam and Aisha be a part of SPD. They could have saved themselves a whole lot of trouble. And then you had them, they're in SPA, and they're talking about they're in the Sirius system. The Sirius system? Who is there? Who is there? I was assuming Sirius system means just on the planet Sirius. The planet that had a genocide, an entire genocide. No one survived but Doggy, right?
My people were gone. I was the last of my squad. The last of my kind.
No one survived but Doggy. His wife survived too, but she was kidnapped by Emperor Rum. So no one is on that planet. Why are y'all over there? See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. That this stuff don't make any sense. And what it tells me is that the writers, they really intended SPA to be a predecessor in this normal definition that SPA existed and existed prior to all the events of SPA. That's what it's telling me. It's like y'all knew nothing about SPA when y'all wrote this. Just creating plot holes on top of plot holes for no reason. Nobody asked for an SPD reference in this special. No one asked for that. You decided to do it, and then it's just none of it makes sense. Great, thank you. Please retcon this. Please do something. Maybe there's a lot of space patrols. I would like that. There's a lot of space patrols out there. Space Patrol Alpha, Space Patrol Beta, Space Patrol Gamma. I don't know, like there's a lot of space patrols. It should have just been Space Patrol Academy. That's what I wanted. Space Patrol Academy. Adam and Aisha training the new generation to become Power Rangers. That would have been cool. Space Patrol Alpha, that's a predecessor to SPD. Oh my goodness, the plot holes. Ugh. I know I spent a lot of this video bitching about this special, but please understand that overall, I really did enjoy it. I really do love this special. I've watched it 100 times. I really did love it. And I have to say, I really did like Minh, even though she was taking up way too much focus from this special. I did like her. I like how they handled her character. I like how she would act sometimes. She was a teenager with attitude. Her mama died. Her blaming Billy, that was hilarious. I liked how she acted. She really wanted to be a Power Ranger. I liked her. I find it really funny how they were harping on the Mantis Kung Fu thing, like Minh does Mantis Kung Fu just like her mom. And they were really acting like Mantis Kung Fu was this super important character detail of Trini. Trini did that for like one episode and forgot all about it, but hilarious. I just wish that Hasbro had invested in this special more. They should have increased that budget way more than what they gave it. I'm sorry. There should have been more money put into this. There should have been more time put into this. It should have been a mini-series, not just one little 50-minute episode, a mini-series. Come on, we haven't seen a lot of these Rangers in a long time. There's a lot of material you can use for this. I'm sorry, it's the 30th anniversary. We should have put more into it. But what we got, I did love it overall. Flaws and all, I still enjoyed this. To everyone that worked on this special, thank you for bringing it to life. If you're watching this video, let me know what you thought about the special. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was muh? Leave me a comment if you'd be so kind. Like and subscribe. I ain't forgot. All right, later guys. Jamata.